So here I am filming, and my ring light decides to go out today. So I'm filming with different light. I hope it's okay. But hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk pinup contests. There has been so much controversy with pinup contests lately, and I have gotten so many emails over the years asking advice about pinup contests. So we're just gonna talk pinup contests a little bit. So I have never actually been in a pinup contest because I have horrible stage fright, and it sounds like maybe the most terrifying thing I could ever do. However, I have judged dozens of them over the years, so I can tell you my advice sort of coming from a judge's perspective in what I particularly as a judge look for when judging a pinup contest. So first of all, when you're preparing for the contest, contests are run differently. Some are just chosen, the finalists are chosen by a panel or whoever's putting it on. Some are voted for online. So if you are entering a contest where it is online voting, be sure to put effort into your application. For example, when I'm judging the Viva contestants, or when I'm picking the Viva contestants, the way we do it is we all pick our top 6 and then send them to Miss Raquel, who puts the contest together, and then she tallies them up and then picks whichever ones have the most votes out of us judges. So when I am looking at contestants' profiles for Viva, I really pay attention to the things people are saying in their profiles. I want to know how much you volunteered, how active you are in the community, what you do in life. I want to know your life in the vintage world, but I also want to know who you are outside of the vintage world. So the more of you that you can put into that application, the better. And I also want to know what you do for other people. I want to know the good things that you do in the world. That is really important to me. As far as the pictures go, there's always been this sort of controversy over, well, if I can't afford to pay for a photo shoot, then my pictures aren't going to stand out. That is not true. You don't need a professional photographer to submit pictures for a pinup contest. You do need to put some effort in it. So even if it's just your friend taking a picture of you, there's also so many apps now you can get on your phone that are basically photoshopped. I'm not encouraging anybody to Photoshop in the way of like making your body smaller and then your skin clearer and all of that stuff. If you want to do that, fine. That's not what I'm saying you need to do. I'm just saying to make a photo sort of pop a little bit more, there's lots of sort of like brightness and contrast and shadows and highlights and all those kind of things that you can do in iPhone apps that are free. It's really, really easy to make your pictures look punchy without having a professional photographer do them. Just make sure that the light is good, make sure that your hair and makeup look nice, make sure that your outfit is well put together. I also generally focus more on the women that are wearing things that are more true to vintage style, but that's not to say that you can't put your own personality in your pictures. So make sure that your submission sticks out from other submissions as well. And that could be in your pictures, that could be in what you write, but just make sure that there's something in there that really shows who you are. So that's submissions. Now when it comes to preparing for the actual competition, it's weird to call it a competition, the first biggest piece of advice I can give you is to be prepared. Make sure you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing when you get on that stage. Not to say that there's pinup contests that are really unorganized, so you have no idea what you're doing when you get on the stage, but if they give you a question to answer, prepare your answer and practice in front of a mirror, practice in front of other humans so that when the nerves hit you, you know how to sort of push through. Also, it's a really good idea to practice in front of a camera so you can actually see how you look. I myself, after years of being on a camera, realized that there's certain things that I do. I say a lot, which I actually edit out a lot when I'm editing. You can't do that when it's live. So make sure that you don't have like maybe a weird thing you do with your hands that you're like, oh my gosh, I need to stop doing that or whatever. If you want to just be yourself, that's also cool. But there might be some things that you see when you film yourself that you're like, oh wow, that's kind of like weird or annoying, or I don't like how I look when I do that thing. If there's like a costume theme, put effort into your costume. You don't need to spend $1 million. Go to Michael's and get hot glue and rhinestones or even fake jewels and flowers and whatever it is, and just go for the theme. That honestly, as a judge, is the thing that I love the most, when girls just like put their all into their outfit when they get on stage. Their outfit, their hair, their makeup, their props. I've judged contests. There was one girl that loved Star Wars, so she had like a whole stormtrooper themed pinup outfit, and it was the cutest thing ever. So definitely like make sure that you're really pushing who you are. Now there's also contests like the Viva contest where it's all about being more classic and more vintage. So even in that, make sure that you're yourself. Fran, who won the Viva contest a few years ago, she didn't do the traditional, perfectly like whatever type of vintage, because she is like a bright, colorful, funky herself kind of pinup. So she did that in her outfit and she won. So when it comes to actually getting on stage, my number one piece of advice is to have fun. If you are not having fun, if you are so nervous that you feel like you're gonna throw up and you wanna be anywhere but on stage, it's gonna show when you get on stage. If you're not having fun, then us as judges aren't having fun watching you. If pinup contests are what you want to do, I assume that means that you are having fun. And yes, I get that nerves are there and it's really hard. And sometimes girls do pinup contests to sort of step out of their bubble and to sort of help with social anxiety and nervousness. Maybe it's a bucket list thing or whatever. That's totally cool. But I can say that the more you sort of just relax and have fun, forget about everybody that's looking at you. Just get up on that stage and tell yourself that you are fabulous and that you are the most incredible woman in the world, and that will show to the judges. So the more fun that you have with it, the more you try to relax, the better. Don't stress out so much about it. Also, another side note, have fun with the other girls in the contest. Pinup contest, I think, the best thing that most women get out of them is all the friends that they meet at the contest. And the more that you do, the more you're gonna become friends. Don't be mean catty bitches to each other. It's so funny when I see women be really competitive about pinup contests, because it feels like everybody's climbing over each other to get to the top of nothing. It's an anthill. Like, there's no top in the pinup world. None of us are above anyone else. We're all on the same level. There may be people that are a little bit newer or younger or fresher. It doesn't mean anyone is better or worse or any of that. So don't be a mean catty bitch. Have fun. If you're not having fun, or if you are feeling competitive or mean or rude, don't do it. Stay home. Don't bring that energy to the girls that are there to have fun and meet each other and be nice. If someone pops a button and you have a safety pin, give it to them. If someone has lipstick on their teeth, tell them. If someone has a hair out of place, offer to help. Just be nice to each other. That's what makes it fun, because there's only going to be one winner. So if the other 11 or 18 or however many girls that are in it don't have fun, then there's no real reason to do it. Don't cheat. That's another thing too, in the pre-voting, when people use like the proxy voting apps or whatever. I don't even know really what these things are. I know that there's other apps that websites are using to like track them. But don't cheat, don't be that jerk. Come on, don't be an asshole. Have fun, relax, be yourself, put some effort in. And also too, like, the first pinup contest you do, yeah, some people win their first pinup contest, but usually you're not going to win the first one. So your first one is really to like get your sea legs. So go in, do your best, kind of figure out like the top girls, like what are they doing? What did they do that was different than you? Don't let it discourage you if you don't win, because you're probably not going to win some of them. There's only so many contests and there's tons of girls that enter them. It's like when I go to auditions, I just kind of look at everyone else like, well, what did they do? What can I do different? I've gone to probably hundreds of auditions and I've only landed a couple, and it's fine and it doesn't ruin my day, and I just keep going. So that's what you got to do. Just keep going, keep on chugging, just keep having fun, and also, people that are putting on pinup contests, please make it less about the beauty pageant aspect of it and more about the girls and their interests and that kind of thing. It honestly super bums me out that pinup contests still have bathing suit portions to them. I think that's like really demoralizing for most women. So if you are going to enter a contest, make sure like what it's all about before you do it too. There's also some pinup contests at some of these shows that are more like a wet t-shirt contest. Those are not my favorite either, and I also think that's a little bit demoralizing to women. To each their own. Everybody likes to do all their own little things, but just make sure that you kind of know what the contests are about before you enter, so you're not getting yourself into something that you didn't bargain for. But to the people, again, putting on pinup contests, please make it a fun thing for women to do and make it less about how they look and more about who they are. That is my best advice on the opposite side. There are so many loud things happening outside of my house right now. Who would have thunk? It's a Wednesday. Anyways, that is all the advice that I have. If anybody else has been in a contest and they have more advice, please leave them in the comments below, and I love to see you guys interacting with each other. So that's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Be sure to check out these other videos that I have posted to see more of my wackiness. And if you want to see even more of my wackiness, be sure to subscribe for all things that are vintage and retro and general silliness.